welcome back to the next edition. Thank you for coming back again. We're back at it. This week coming off a bad loss, but we're gonna talk about it. Let's go. What's up, everybody? This is Rich. Man, coming off that last Sunday, bro. I mean, that was a game like no other. You mean like a lot of it was just pure bad. Let's be honest with it. The team looked lethargic. The team looked. They must have went to Oakland, you know what I mean? Because they sure the fuck wasn't in Chicago. I mean, it was just bad all the way around. I don't think anybody actually showed up, but there were some players who showed up. We all know players like Max Crosby, but there was a couple other players that showed up. So today we're gonna actually jump into this. Oh shit, we already got somebody backstage. Let me get him up here real quick. What's happening, Dwayne? Oh shit, he's still on mute. All right, but just watching the game. If you just watch the game, saludos, Rafa. ¿Qué onda, güey? Just watching the game. I guess I'm a lot different from a lot of people. I like to watch the game without watching the football. So, just trying to pay attention to what's going on and stuff like that. And I started seeing some stuff. Our first round draft pick, a lot of people have said, what's happening, Q? What's happening, my brother? That's right. Hit that like button, man. Like and subscribe, man. All we're gonna do here is tell the truth, nothing but the truth, and that's it. But let's be honest. It was a poor performance by the whole team. That's not winning football. The team looked lethargic. It looked like it never even got off the plane. It looked like the team was there. They thought they were just good enough just to, go ahead and just beat them, and there was nothing else. And that wasn't the case. You mean like, dude, the Bears came and they came to play. There was players like Josh Jacobs. You can see Josh is actually giving his all, but let's face it, the offensive line is not giving him the proper time to go ahead and get through these holes, and teams are pretty much run blitzing the hell out of the Raiders. They're stacking the box deep and heavy. They're stacking the box. They're not allowing Josh Jacobs to ruin the day for them. You know what I mean? So this is going to continue to happen day in, day out, because this is the way you beat the Raiders right now. You don't have a quarterback who's going to hit you deep. Derek Carr, for all the bad things you can say about him, he at least try to take advantage of you deep, and he would beat you deep here and there. You're stupid fool. But just while watching and paying attention to the game, me and matter of fact, me and Robinson, who's in the chat right now, we were watching some highlights on our first round draft pick, Tyree Wilson, and you know, over the last several weeks, I understand he hasn't showed up in the stat sheet and stuff like that. He hasn't been that. A lot of regular issue continues to look at Jalen Carter and want to compare him to Tyree Wilson. While they're seeing some production, more pressures and stuff from Jalen Carter, and they're not seeing the similar stats and stuff from Tyree Wilson. And they're like, that was a bad pick. However, teams are paying attention to him. If you start watching the game and stop watching the football and start watching the game, you'll start noticing that offensive lines and teams are actually coming after him with 2 to 3 guys. They're making sure that the vets hook him. They're making sure that they're doubling and triple teaming him, dude. So he's doing his job, and he is developing. It's not always unfiltered salute. It's not always going to be pretty. He may not even have 5-6 sacks for this year. But you know what, dude? If teams have to prepare for him, wrecking the game, I am happy. I'm happy for that. This is a great maturation. The great Khalil Mack had 4 sacks his first season. He also won Defensive Player of the Year. So let's give him time. He's coming off injury. Let's make sure that we're all here, and I know because I have sat here and I have said, hey, Derek Carr's not cutting it. It's not working. These things ain't going well. And a lot of people label me as just negative, and I only want to say the negative part of things. That's not it, dude. I got these players back all the way to the fullest, and he is developing. He is getting through his processes, and the more healthier he gets, the better he's going to get. And what we're looking for from him now is for him to start using his hands and then long ass arms, because as soon as he starts using these long ass arms, it's over for every offensive tackle in the NFL. It's over as soon as he can start learning better hand placement and stuff like that. See, in college he didn't need all that. All he needed was to show up, because he was a superior athlete, and he could just bull rush you, and he didn't develop moves. So now he's got to develop moves, because there's nothing but superior athletes out here. He is maturing. He is getting better day to day. This is what's going on. Hold on, I got another person backstage. Let me see what else. Yes, Robinson. This big Mama Jamma, when he comes off that wide nine, dude, he's almost unstoppable, because you get 275 pounds coming at an offensive tackle with fury. It's looking bad for these tackles. Hold on, let me get Rafa up in here. Rafa, ¿qué onda?
Hey, what's up, Raider Rich? How's it going?
Oh man, dude, I seen that little post you put up, with your frustrations on how things are going. So I mean, I have to admit, I'm there with you, but we kind of seen this coming, right? I mean, we really did it. If we say we didn't, we're all lying to ourselves. You mean?
Yeah, I know about my frustration right now because we need something better right now. But we just we are really tired to be waiting and of all those years, but we need anything better, because we had
Right,
terrible tackling, we had bad offense, we had bad defense, and I
right.
know that I've been telling for every reason at the live stream. We had so great talent like Max Crosby, Josh Jacobs, even Devontae Adams. But the only reason that
Mhm.
we're just losing it is we have bad coaching between Josh McDaniels and Patrick Graham. And I don't know, well, what the heck they're still there, because they have bad play calling, and I don't know, the office is still like everything about it. But I know that the offense is still struggling because they need to find out the identity. But the defense is improving right now. But I think it's seen like improvement about all these years, because after the first time that we just saw Josh McDaniels as a head coach, I was really confused at all. But I really understand that Josh McDaniels, he came like at the second year, he definitely sucked because all this play calling, it just get like, because before us, the Raiders, we are the team that will scare all of them about. But right now, it's just like the laughing stock.
Dude, hey, Rafa, I understand exactly what you're saying. I do think Patrick Graham, for his $5 defense, is doing a hell of a job. Um, I'm going to say the team was not prepared last week. They were not prepared whatsoever. Um, they looked like they were sleepwalking. You know, they looked like they were not even. They wanted to be somewhere else. Whatever, Rafa's getting in trouble. About to get what, Tom? Huh?
Ours,
no, no, it just looked like the offense was struggling to no,
to get in like in a new
let's
identity.
put it seriously. The whole team was struggling, and the whole team looked like they didn't want to be there. Like they had somewhere else better to be. You know what I mean? And just their presence alone would have just beat the Bears. And yeah, this is the NFL, brother. That ain't happening. The
Yeah,
menace.
exactly.
Saludos.
Yo, the menace. I
You
mean, we
know,
can really thought. I mean, we can really thought winning about the. We actually we could win against Pittsburgh Steelers and Los Angeles Chargers, but I know that we just won against Green Bay Packers and New England Patriots. But that's
mhm.
not really good enough for us because we
No,
had
it's
so many
not.
things to struggling. We need some young
Right.
talent to prove it out because we need some like defensive edge, linebacker, cornerback. Because the guy that we
I,
drafted,
I, I
Terry
I'm
Wilson,
not sure if we need the edge players. I don't. I think we need a defensive tackle. I think we need some linebackers. Rafa, if you just didn't hear the little spill I'm talking about, like, shit, let me get these numbers up for you.
uh
All
huh,
right, so because I was talking about our boy uh, Tyree Wilson. All right, so he, according to PFF, he was at 82.9. Run defense 75, 75.3. Tackling 73.0. Pass rush 71.5. Okay, and teams are already starting to double team him, triple team him, hook him, and things like that. So he's making his maturation. It's not, he doesn't have all the sexy stats, and people want to compare him to Jalen Carter and stuff like that as of right now. I'd rather wait to the end of the year before I start comparing him to anybody else, but that's me. So, but what I'm saying is, you know, I don't think we need more edge rusher. If you stop looking at the ball, you probably figure that out. You know, most people, but
yeah, I mean, yeah,
at the same time, dude, this offensive line is not opening holes for the running back. It is not giving time in the pocket for the quarterback to feel comfortable to throw the ball down the field. Now, I'm not the biggest Jimmy G fan. I try to be positive throughout the offseason and say he's great he's great in the red zone, this, and he's going to take us to the next level. Well, guess what? It's not happening. This team is still struggling to get past 20 points a game. So it's a continuous thing with this team because this team has problems. Let's tell the truth, scoring.
yeah, I know exactly. But I mean, if we have like Max Crosby, but we need something to fill out for the defense at the office. I mean, if even we just lost against Buffalo Bills and the Chicago Bears, and it is something that I was. We know that we need something, anything bolder, bigger. But I mean, if we have Marcus Peters, but How Marcus Peters is a great tackle? For me, it's not. For me, it's not because he's not doing as a great job as a tackle because all he knew to do is he lost it about it because I just show up for the bit just like a oh my goodness. I
Está
know, but
bien, está bien, está bien. Hey, I
okay.
understand what you're saying, dude. You know, him doing the old fucking, bull hunters ole.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Instead of actually going out there and tackling, it's hard, bro. You mean it's
Yeah,
hard just
exactly,
to,
exactly,
you mean
exactly.
it's hard to sit there and be like, now, I gotta say this though. He's got
Hmm.
his hand on what 3 or 4 balls. So if he would have
Yeah,
took two
yeah,
of
I
those
know.
back to the house, we probably would be talking our shit, right? Let's be honest, right? We'd probably be a little bit more forgiving for him and be more like, it's okay, just he's doing well enough, right?
Yeah, I know. I
So,
understand about it. I understand. But I really thought that Wiki needs something, anything could boulder right now. But there's another thing because right now it's getting closer to the trade deadline on October 31.
mhm.
I mean, of how the heck they just pay like an extension for Hunter Renfro as a wide receiver
Uh-huh.
because
And he
we just have,
disappears. He's not even
I
being
mean,
used, right?
yeah, it's not even talking about it. But I know that we had Jacoby Myers and Devontae Adams, but I think
Right.
that the extension from Hunter Renfro, I mean, it's equal to like I don't know some bad business. But I really know that Hunter Renfro's contract with extension, I don't know. It feels like a bad feeling because they had a fracture feelings with Josh McDaniels and everything. But I know it seems like a bad business putting out for extension like a wide receiver for Hunter Renfro and Darren Waller. I mean, like it's just like another waste of money.
Okay, but you're talking about a guy who got a $13 million a year contract and probably has 12 passing,
Exactly, exactly. Yeah.
or maybe about 16 targets on the year, right?
Uh huh. Yep.
That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Bad
That's
business,
exactly.
right? How when they could have shipped him when they got here and probably got a second or first rounder for him, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't, and now we're stuck in this situation here, right? Where we're sitting here going, wow, we got a talented receiver who's just not getting the ball, you know, not even getting targeted. Let's tell the truth. However, on the offensive side of the ball, the offensive line is, and I've done a lot of defending this offensive line. I've done a lot to sit here and hey, they're doing good enough, they're doing well enough, and everything else, but they're not this year. It's not, and they seem to be predominantly running inside zone plays, right, and not actually running power. When they get back to gap running and running power, you know they were better last year. You know, Milka Breezy, what's happening, brother? Um,
Uh huh.
Now, so what I just want to know, what are your thoughts on the offensive line because they moved Parham from what right guard to left guard, right? And they bring
Yeah.
in GBR to play that right guard position. So with him playing the right guard position, um, because that dude's a big fucking hoss. He's 6'7".
Yeah.
You mean so? And it seems like um, watching the unfiltered truth. Go like and subscribe. You know what I mean?
Hey,
They
Michael,
have
listen.
Big Link on there. Big Link is talking about dude's not getting in a 3-point stance. He's not getting in a 3-point stance. He's not getting the leverage he needs to go ahead and move people on the line of scrimmage. The Raiders are not winning the line of scrimmage. You know what I mean? So we're sitting here, we're looking at this. We have a non-existent run game. We have which was our bread and butter last year. You mean, and was our bread and butter before that? Because it, for the last 4 years, John Gruden lined up in I formation, power I formation. We knew Okay, we're novice. We don't study football. We got real jobs and other stuff. Like football's not our job. It might be our passion, but it's not our job. You know what I'm saying? We are novice. Okay, but if we know where the ball's going, the defense knows where the ball's going, and John Gruden lined these boys up, and they ran the ball in that. You know what I mean? And guess what? Nothing mattered. They got yardage. You mean it was more bully ball. You mean and right now this ain't bully ball. I mean, you think about all these great Raider teams, and they knew how to run bully ball. This is what they did. You mean they do? You know what's coming at you. Stop it. Make us stop it. And as far as right now, dude, we don't have that right now. Teams are just blitzing the shit out of us. They're stacking. I mean, dude, the safeties don't honor shit with us right now. There's no deep safeties, on defense. This is crazy,
Yeah, I mean, exactly. But I really thought that the defense and the offline could be like something bigger about the games right now. But with the coach and the assistant coach, I mean, that's something that I was like, I don't know, it's unbelievable because the way that the defense just can run over by no team without Fields and not able to score the move ball, it's unbelievable about it. But I thought that the defense and the offense could build anything better. But at this point right now, during the second year, this regime between Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler, I mean, I don't know about the city because it's all fucked up because they ought to do the same. Because before, John Gruden has a great mentality as a coach. And every time they speak for the players, they say, hey, get out right now because this is fucking football. Because we had to intimidate with all the weakness about the rival team because John Gruden has a really good mentality as a coach. And after that, we had Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler because Josh McDaniels, he does like very nothing. Because we need something like because there's nothing because John Gruden was really huge at this point because as a Raiders coach because he puts a lot of instinct because he had to kill him entirely because for the games right now.
You know what? I don't think John Gruden had a killer mentality because how many games did we lose because he just got straight conservative? You mean? But I will say this: his team had an identity. He had the teams had an identity. You knew what was going to happen.
Yep.
You knew that they were going to run the ball right in your face. Stop it. You mean? And a lot of teams couldn't. Not even when the Chicago Bears had their vaunted defense in what was that Tottenham Stadium, right? They ran the ball right at Khalil Mack. They made him tackle all day long, right? So I understand what you're saying, dude, but like I don't think John Gruden was a guy to take us there. You mean to a Super Bowl, to a championship, I mean, he had every opportunity to take us to a Super Bowl and decided to stick with the middle of the road quarterback instead of the great one. You know what I mean? He chose to Tom Brady go somewhere else and and then hey Gronk, we don't want you either. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he put his own precedence over the Raiders. You mean when it's just win, baby? You mean it's just win, baby.
Yeah, I know about that because I know the catchphrase for Al Davis is just win, baby. Because I mean, Al Davis, they brought a lot of good identity for the Raiders, and for over those years right now, they just give like a great identity to put in out for the football. I mean, if you imagine all these like players like Charles Woodson, they have John Maiden, they got Flores, they got Al Davis. They got Marcus Allen. They got Bo Jackson. I mean, those players, those legendary players, they brought an identity for the Raiders for a whole new generation. But right now, it seems that for the generation of the regime of Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler, it doesn't work at all. And I know that Dave Ziegler has done a great job of putting out for the players right now, but in what distance had it approved because he really did understand that about those players cannot survive how to go for it. Because if you saw that film study, if you ever see it like the pros and cons of the play, you need to understand that a little bit better about those weaknesses of the players, the teams, and I know that the Raiders got a big identity for over those years, but right now it seems that it's kind of struggling right now with this new regime right
Yeah, but at the same time, though, you have okay. So you have to understand it since the John Gruden years up until now,
now.
the disparity of the money spent on offense versus defense is night and day. There's about a $50 to $60 million difference spent on the offense versus the defense. I think, other than cats who are on dead cap, Chandler Jones, right? The I think the third highest defensive player right now on the Raiders is Trayvon Morgan because he's a second round draft pick. Do you understand what I'm saying? You know, this, this is bad. This is bad business for the Raiders. You mean when your
Yeah,
third
no.
highest player is a second round draft pick? You know what I'm saying? Hold on. See if D's ready.
Mm-hmm.
What up, D?
Give me 2 minutes.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, man. You know, Trayvon Moore, and let's be honest, dude, Trayvon Moore has actually matured. He's playing better. He's doing better. It is coming along for him. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
There's many times in games where we're going team mode. You know what I mean? Like because he's making plays, he's getting shit done. You know what I mean? And we can see a maturation, and Patrick Graham is putting him in positions to win. You know, where, you know, I think his rookie season, he had to play single high safety, and he did a good job. And then after that, they wanted him to play different. They wanted him to play a lot of. Actually, plays wrong quarters. You mean, but they wanted him to play, man up on tight ends and stuff like that. And then I think last year we seen him, play damn well against Travis Kelce, and then what? And man coverage, and then when they get to the red zone, all of a sudden they want to take him off Travis Kelce. I mean, I think Travis Kelce had a game last year where he had 25 yards receiving and 4 touchdowns because they took Tebow off of him in the red zone. You mean? So
Yeah,
these are things that are going on. But I will say this: Patrick Graham has made adjustments. This is some shit we ain't seen in a while as Raider fans. Is a defensive coach is going to make some adjustments because it normally doesn't happen for us like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's something that I was.
I think he's just playing bad teams. Honestly, I mean, I just they can't. They can't function defensively against a good team. I think we'll see that Monday night. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
But you know what though? If you don't have a lot of money invested in your defense, how much are you going to actually blame this defense?
Oh, 100%. I totally agree with you on that. Like, I'm not. I
You
don't
mean
think.
like
I don't think in any way. I don't really fault him. I don't think he's the best defensive coordinator in the world, but I still don't.
no.
I can't fault him for like. I mean, they basically the Bears last week just ran sweeps the whole time
Mm-hmm.
because they knew that.
And dump off passes, right?
Yeah, and they knew that
Nothing was down the field. It's so
you know
true.
that they knew that David Long and Marcus Peters weren't going to tackle,
Mhm.
so they just kept on running sweeps. It's just embarrassing.
But I mean, nothing was deep down the field. That's what I'm saying. Like, it wasn't like they were
Yeah,
beating
I
them
mean,
up
but
down the
to me,
field or
but in
anything.
that game, like, and I don't think, I think that I don't blame Patrick Graham a lot because honestly, I really feel like I feel like it's Josh McDaniels is such a control freak that I think he has his hands in it too. Like he's telling him not to
Yeah.
take chances, not to
Mhm.
blitz, play it safe. It goes along with his ultra conservative offense, so it just makes sense that like they hardly ever blitz. I mean, last year when they used Pau Mao against the Chargers, it
Right.
was just like the perfect game plan against the Chargers, and they just did a great job against the Chargers the second time they played them. And
Oh
I've
yeah,
never
they had no set defensive
they
linemen.
use
Everybody was standing up.
they
You mean the
used
whole amoeba defense? You mean
and
I was
they
like,
yeah.
where's it at the next
Where
week?
is it at?
Let's do that, right?
And not even like in third and longs do they do that now. And Palmao was like he was like the perfect blitzer, and like they don't use that anymore. Like it's just like it's just
Why?
what do we do? Because I have no idea, dude.
Right? No, but so okay, so I'm just gonna say this. All right, so I've kind of went over this a little bit earlier, but see what you're thinking. I know for one, you watch all 22. I know that you actually pay attention to the game without watching the game, and you pay attention to the game while watching the game. You mean
Yeah.
like, you mean so? Me personally, I've actually seen offenses pay attention to Tyree Wilson. I've seen offenses come and double team him, triple team him, you mean, and things like that. And if an offense is coming out and doubling and triple teaming a player, that means that they feel that he's a threat. You mean so? I think I mean, he had his first sack last week in a bad loss, right? But he had his first sack, should have had two, but he's also blowing up plays, and he's also been winning on a lot of plays the last couple of weeks. I understand people look at Jalen Carter and want that instead of what we got, but I'm just saying, like, I don't shit on players. You mean until I absolutely have to. You mean like because it ain't getting better and we just need to move on. You mean what's your thoughts on the maturation of Tyree Wilson?
I didn't think he moved the needle much for me in the last couple of weeks, even against the
Mm-hmm.
Bears. I just feel like I think they're just striking out like crazy in my mind. I just feel like with him, with Bryant,
Young is horrible.
Young is just horrible. Like he
Horrible.
at least with Tyree Wilson, you're hoping that maybe next year, if it is a new if it is a new coach, if it is a new defensive
Mm-hmm.
coordinator, they can get something out of him. They can find a role for him. But like but a lot of people who are like who I read like this I forgot his name. I think his last name is Reed, but he has he used to do an independent draft thing, but now he does it for now he got so big he did it for he got hired by ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that he's not a he flat out said Tyree Wilson is not a pass rusher. And like it's showing up that he may not be a pass rusher. And if he's not a pass rusher, that's gonna be really like he's a tackle. So like if he doesn't
I don't know. I mean, because he's showing up in the backfield, he's blowing up plays. I mean, I don't understand the quote unquote where you have to be for it to be considered a pressure. Because I've seen him
sure
in the
either.
quarterback's
I think maybe
face,
yeah.
all last game, but yet he had like two pressures.
I think you have to be within a step of the quarterback, and then like maybe that's a good question. I think that's something we could just research this week. I think that is like what do they classify as a quarterback pressure? You know what I mean? So like yeah, so I don't know, but
No,
I don't
no,
know.
because what I'm seeing is a lot of teams that they're paying special attention to. I mean, because let's face it, because a lot of us, Khalil Mack's first year, we were all like, yeah, I don't think he's that good. All the
I mean,
sexy stats.
I just think they just didn't know what to really do with him.
No,
They
no,
know-
I get
yeah.
that. Well, what I'm saying is this cat may end up with like 4 or 5 sacks for the year. But
I'm not.
if
I want.
teams are paying attention to him,
I'm more
that means
worried.
he's effective on the field, right?
Yeah, I mean, sacks are stats that really like it's a good. It's a stat. It's the end all stat everybody looks at. But I look at more pressures. I look at more TF tackles for loss. Is he? Because like that's where Max Crosby like became more mature. Like you can't. I mean, running to his side is not in your best interest. Like,
Right. But,
you know
but
what I mean?
we also remember the first 2 to 3 years running to
yeah, the
his
first
side
2 years.
best interest, right?
I mean, yeah, I would say the first. I would say the first 2 years. After that, he started hunkering down and stopping shit. So, and that's
But
where he took
what
it
I'm
over.
saying
So,
is you got a guy who's playing a couple games, right? Who's not fully healthy.
but he didn't play a lot of snaps last game. Like the snap count
But
was
he
like,
won a lot of snaps, though.
huh?
He won a lot of snaps, though.
I mean, like, if you have it, and I know you're not a Jalen Carter fan, but like, if you have a situation like with Jalen Carter where he can split snaps with somebody like Jordan Davis, it's okay. But like, he shouldn't be losing snaps to anybody on that defensive line. Like, he needs to play.
No,
dude.
he shouldn't.
Like,
But the only reason why he's losing snaps is because of the health of his foot.
well, that's if it's a foot issue, then that to me like that's their dumbasses for drafting his ass.
No, I agree with you completely. But what I'm saying is the things that we want to see from him are actually they're coming. They're coming. They're happening.
Yeah, I don't
right
know.
in front of your eyes.
We'll see.
Just open up your eyes. I mean, man, I'm gonna send you some tape on him. You mean just maybe change your mind a little
we'll
bit.
see. I mean, to me, it's just like I like him at his high point. Is he gonna be a star? Like, I mean, I think that's what. I mean, when you draft somebody in the top, to be fair, like you draft somebody in the top 7, you're hoping that they're a star. So
I get that, but I don't think the Texans fucking drafted is going to be a star either.
who?
Their second pick.
Oh well, you can't keep. I mean, like, and then the fact that like Chris Smith
I mean,
can't.
Walker, the
Chris-
number 1 overall pick to the Jaguars. This dude is garbage.
It happens, but I'm just. I mean, it doesn't mean it doesn't.
That
It
dude's
doesn't.
Cleveland Farrell.
Yeah, but I mean, you can make those moves when you have Sunshine at quarterback.
I get it.
I mean, they don't have. You're fucking up moves like that, and you don't have a quarterback, and then like my thing is too is like, you can't be leaking the bullshit. You can't be leaking bullshit about like, okay, we were gonna go get we were so close to getting CJ Stroud or going to get number 1 pick. Like, stop. You either do it or you don't.
Oh,
Like, yeah, scare money don't make.
You know what the saddest shit about all this?
Yeah.
In the last 20 years, other than Rich Gannon, I don't think the Raiders have had a quarterback as good as CJ Stroud.
That what?
In the last 20 years, other than Rich Gannon, the Raiders have not had a quarterback as good as CJ Stroud. They have not. Okay? And the politicking CJ Stroud to get to Vegas, and it all fell through. It all fell through.
Could you imagine being like? I mean, imagine from like who knows? Like, because like he probably would have ruined him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not sure if he would have even like been good for the system or been good for him because he
We
just.
don't know.
It isn't like
don't
no.
know.
I'm not gonna. I can't give him the benefit of the doubt because people who know the system can't excel in it with him. I didn't expect Jimmy to be like Joe Montana, but I didn't think Jimmy. I think Jimmy was gonna come to the Raiders and not have more picks than touchdowns. Like, come on, like,
Yeah, but at the same time, dude, like some of it is the biggest problem with Jimmy is that he's not going down the field.
he can't. He can't. He don't call his own plays.
At some point, you need to, right?
I mean, I guess
You're the quarterback of the team, right?
Yeah, I mean, good luck with that one. I really,
it is, bro.
I legitimately, when I saw Josh's face after they beat Seattle last year, I really think that first down run wasn't his call. She showed no joy in that game. Like,
Ziegler was off the chains with it though.
He was, but like, I mean, to me, it's like, I really honestly feel like this dude did not like either. I mean, I don't think Derek gets a whole lot of credit for like checking to a run. Like, I mean, that's what you do all the time.
No. Derek Carr is a great pre-snap quarterback. He's a great pre-snap quarterback. He's a horrible post-snap quarterback.
That's a problem. That's a problem. But like, I mean, he checked to it. It turned into a big run. But like, on a day where Josh was already having a big day, so like, it is what it is. Mm-hmm. But like, I mean, he seemed like he was just like he didn't seem like happy that like that the team just won like a really dramatic game. Like it was such a good game, and it turned out to be one of the best wins of the year because it was against a playoff team. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because Seattle made the playoffs last year. So, yeah. I just feel like it's old. It's old. People trying to be positive, and I get it, but it's old school. It's old school, like really bad football. That he's trying to do. He's keeping players for long hours, and they'll stay no problem, but they're not getting any results. Like it's it's the worst.
So at some point he's just gonna lose the locker room.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying. Like, I mean, I don't know if Mitchell Rentz actually has a player like talking to him, but he posted something about a player saying something like something along the lines about the like locker room being lost. Like it's just like these 3 games in a row.
Hold on.
What?
I'm not gonna quote a guy who his whole stick is that he chugs fucking whiskey for $50 fucking super chat, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You mean like I question his. I mean, he does with that fucking Raider games, bro.
Yeah.
Dude,
but I mean,
dude, I'm not trying to fucking quote his football acumen, dog.
No, me either. But I'm not saying
his football acumen or his actual knowledge of shit.
It's just to me, it's just like I just don't know what is like the. I mean, like it's just a really bad. Like, how do you not score? Scoring is down in the league because nobody wants to run the ball. And everybody's getting hit with two high shells, and they don't want to run it. The teams who are actually running the football don't want to score points. So, but the Raiders can't run the football because he's making bad decisions. I mean, like, how do you get worse than Alex Bars? Because Van Groten is literally worse than Alex Bars. He's worse. He's literally worse than Alex Bars. I didn't think it was a guard worse than him. Like, you evaluated him and talent-wise. And
then you cut Bars for him, right?
For him, dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're both bad. They're both bad. But, like, I think he legitimately, like, after watching him on film, he's worse than Bars.
And yeah, but at the same time, dude, they switch what? Parham from right guard to left guard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that has something to do with chemistry too, though. You know?
Yeah, it's just bad. It's just so bad. It's so bad. It's just everything. I mean, like his record. I didn't even know this shit. So I think Mo Moten said it. that his record is his record through 24 games is actually worse with the Raiders than with the Broncos. That's bad.
Hey,
That's
Hey, can you
bad.
hold the show real quick? I got somebody out at my front door.
Yeah, it's
All
just bad. I guess I don't even know how to even call it. I mean, there's no draft picks coming in to help to give you a shine. Give you a shine. Like Chris Smith has not played it down this year. I don't believe. Like we still holding on hope to Brenton Brown. Like why is Brenton Brown still getting a check from the Raiders? Like it's just. I mean, I don't know. It's hard if you're positive, and then God bless you. But I'll be positive again when they actually get let go of this coach. Because I just like he's just so bad. And Ziegler, his best buddy, his man who held him up during keg stands, was actually really doing nothing. I mean, he's just been so bad. So bad. And I know Devontae was interviewing Rich Eisen and everything like that, and that is what it is. Yeah, but it's just really bad football. You can't get worse than that. R.I.P. to Matthew Perry. R.I.P. R.I.P. It's nuts how bad they are. Makes no sense. Some of the worst movement you could ever see in that front office. As far as that goes with the Raiders. Are y'all got any questions? I also host I help Rich out with this sometimes, but also host the Put On Raiders podcast. You can check that out on YouTube as well. So don't forget to subscribe to that. If you have any questions about the Raiders, you're welcome to throw those into the chat or throw them on the screen. I don't know if I see it. I don't know if he has control of that or I do, but feel free to do that. Also, Unfiltered Truth. You can go back and watch their episode. I believe they interviewed Lincoln Kennedy. So Link never holds his tongue for nobody. So that's always a good listen to as well. So.
Oh man, dude. All right, cool. Yeah, Spectrum Internet just was here. We're sponsoring Phil Jones for Wi-Fi, so we can stop locking up.
They came to your house that this late,
Bro. They don't give a shit.
My God, that's some prime time service. There was like, yo,
right?
There's like Rich needs help. I got it.
Right? Dude, I'm trying to send him Phil Jones. I keep giving him $20 every time they come over. The address. And this cat keeps going. You know what I'm saying? But nah, man, look, dude. Honestly, dude, I think there's a lot of possibilities with this team. There's a lot of upsides, downsides, dude. But let's be honest, dude. Not until we actually draft and develop a quarterback is anything going to get better. I mean, and I don't trust this regime to draft and develop a quarterback.
No, that's the big. I mean, yeah, that's what I don't want to give them. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to give them because then they can just keep saying, "We need more time. We need more time. We need more time." You know, the last thing I need is that like they need to just get. I mean, if he's like, it's not just the It's not just the Patriot thing. It's just the fact.
I'm gonna tell you what Warren Sapp said.
Oh
Bill
God.
Belichick doesn't even think the Patriot way is even working anymore. Let's tell the truth. You know what I mean?
Oh God, seriously.
And Sapp said that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, Sapp ain't wrong. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's over for all of them. Like, Bill might have a chance because
shit, big dog. Later, Nate, what's happening?
Because Bill, because might have the opportunity, because if Bill gets like, the North Carolina quarterback, or you know what I mean, or gets Penix, then maybe he could, you know, you know,
Or
do.
even Ward. Let's be honest.
I
Ward.
like Cam. I like Cam Warren a lot. Did they? I'm not sure what they win today, but he's been pretty good. So I can't. He's improved a lot every year. You can tell. I appreciate a quarterback who, like, you can see that the work that he put in year after year. Like
I mean,
I appreciate it. I really think he's a good player.
I also think Bo Nix showed a lot of moxie this week.
I know. I think sometimes it's like, it's almost like, I love Caleb, but like sometimes for college football, I think somebody like Bo Nix is like perfect, because he's never going to. You're always going to still run the ball and do those things, instead of depending on the magic of a Caleb
Right.
Williams to make a great play. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they're
Right.
always going to run their offense. Like that's why they beat down Utah today, because they never stopped running the football. Like
Right.
they're always going to run it, because they know he's not like an all world quarterback. He's just a solid, Kirk. I mean, a notch below Kirk Cousins type. You know what I'm saying? Kind of quarterback.
Right. But no, but he also unlike Kirk Cousins broke the plane, rolled out, bought time with his legs.
He's mobile. Like he's passing to. Like, he runs just enough to be a pain in the ass.
Yes.
Yeah, I
he's a
mean,
mobile
and that's all. And
Kirk
that's all.
Cousins.
And that's all. And that's all I would ever really want, man. Like, what's the word on Carlson? Carlson is. I mean, Carlson is. I don't know. He's been
still got a groin injury, right?
Still got a groin injury. I mean, obvious. I mean, it's obviously affected him, because
limited in practice.
Carlson is really, really just been a guy who the Raiders have been able to count on forever. So, it's tough.
Such a fun. And I have to credit your podcast for this. The Raiders today are still relying on John Gruden's.
They are. They're still relying on John Gruden.
Success.
Yeah.
After 2 years, after they turned over this roster so heavily,
it's embarrassing. Yeah, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing, no question about it. Like, you can't be sitting here. You can't be sitting here doing that. It makes no sense.
Oh, shit. But yeah, man. Where we at? All right, cool. You talking about the Lions game yet?
I swear to God.
All right. So, what's your thoughts on the Lions game, dog? Go ahead, dog. Go ahead. I want to hear you.
Give me 1 second. They're fighting in my house.
All right, so I'm gonna hit y'all with this. I don't think this game's gonna be close. I'm sorry. This defense is gonna get beat up. Could be a lot of passes right over the middle. Unfortunately, the Lions can put up like 35 points a game. The Raiders can't score 20. This is where we're at. This is what's happening. Do I think we have a chance to win? Hell yeah, we got a puncher's chance to win, but that is my fucking stretching the truth. Hell yeah, I'm stretching the truth. Lions turned it around. They got a CEO of their team. They did their thing.
You could talk me into, after watching Dan Campbell. You could talk me into having a CEO coach.
Bro, are you ready to bite out some kneecaps? I just want to know.
Say again.
You ready to bite
I mean, it's working for them. I mean, they won in Kansas City.
right? Beat the champs on the fucking flag day, right?
Yeah. But no, they're hurt in the backfield, but I don't see it. I don't see any way how we can win that game though.
At Detroit, right?
At Detroit, Monday Night Football, after they just got blown out by the Ravens.
Yeah.
Hold on. See, Port Adelaide, right? Raider. Always got some good shit. Let's see. Make sure. Well, I don't get that people want to hate on JMD so much. Yet last year we were scoring 23.2 points per game with Carr going dormant for 2
Dormant.
quarters, and we still had a top 12 offense this year. That was changed is. Sorry, brother.
Both years they've been horrible in the red zone, so it doesn't really matter. You can have those points. Those points are, you're still counting some defensive touchdowns, in there too with that.
Yeah, but but at the same time, Port Adelaide, Josh McDaniels personally chose Jimmy Garoppolo, and he kicked his money down the line. So it's like, you mean like, bro, this is like the guy you drafted. You mean like you could have had the number 1 draft pick. You could have bought yourself a bunch of time, but you didn't. You brought in a guy. You said things are going to be better because of him. Because he's better in the red zone. He's more efficient. He can do more things, right?
Well, if you believe the book, there's a book called Better to Be Feared, and I haven't read it, but I heard that Michael Lombardi and Josh McDaniels' job was to replace Brady, and the guy they were going to replace Brady with was Jimmy Garoppolo.
Wow.
So I haven't read the book, but that's what I was told about that expert from the book that they were in charge. But that's why you'll never hear like Michael Lombardi criticize Jimmy Garoppolo.
Really? Wow. That's heavy.
Is what it is. Trying to replace the king for what? Just get the rings. They could have had 12 of them shits.
Oh shit! All right, so my boy PR, you didn't choose Jimmy. Bro, hold on now. They could have had Stroud, okay, but they didn't want to give up enough for him.
And they didn't want.
Hold on, there is not a cost too much. PAR, you're my boy, dude. You're my boy. I know I don't get to watch your show when it's live, but I do watch your replays all the time, dude. Like, I have the utmost respect for you, bro. Chocolate, bro. If they wanted Stroud, they could have got Stroud. And Stroud did everything to get to the Raiders. He was out there in Vegas chilling with all the players and everything.
He did everything. He did everything but buy a house.
He wanted to be a Raider so bad, and it just did not happen, bro. You mean? And
dude,
I have to blame that on the general manager and the head coach. They didn't do enough.
He literally is making Nico Collins into a really good wide receiver.
Yes.
Like, it's crazy.
I think me and you were talking. It was the Saints and Texans game.
Yeah.
And we were like, why the fuck is Stroud so much better than Derek Carr?
Oh, Jesus Lord.
It's night and day.
I mean, well, that's why I had to put that video on Twitter talking about Derek Carr's not good.
Okay, but if they didn't want Jimmy, he was just the best option, then they should have given him a 1-year deal.
They should have given him, like, he was a perfect guy. This is the problem with these dudes. Like, they could have not signed Derek and given him and said, hey, you have to prove it. And then if he left, you would have got compensation for it. But they signed him and gave him a no trade clause. If they didn't want Jimmy, okay, fine. Give Jimmy a prove it deal. Like where the hell you're bidding against yourself. Jimmy's not going anywhere.
Yeah,
and there
but
wasn't people lined up for him either. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, exactly. But about for that for comments right now, I see. I mean, after Derek Carr just leave for another team for the New Orleans Saints, I mean, there's like a different options to get involved in a new quarterback. But I think there are some quarterbacks was cheaper. Some quarterbacks they're like higher than the cost, that they're like dispensable. I mean, they just won. They just won a quarterback that makes like the
but
perfect
Jimmy
game.
wasn't cheaper. I think right now he has like a $51 million salary cap hit.
Yeah, it depends
not
for the
cheap.
seller.
That's not cheap, right?
No, I mean, if the going rate for a quarterback goes up every year. So I mean, yeah. So like to me, like I would have assigned him to an incentive-laden deal that included snaps, touchdown passes, games played, like, you know what I'm saying, games finished, all that stuff like that. Like that's the thing. I mean, that is. Listen, my point is, no one want Jimmy. He was the very last option. I mean, there's better options than Jimmy. I mean, as their. I mean, like they could just roll with Stidham. Like, I mean, who cares?
Bro, I think we would be so much better if we just roll with Stidham.
Like
right
literally,
now.
like they're not much. They're not. You can't. I can't say they'd be worse offensively. Like, they
would be better offensively.
A whole off season with Stidham. Like, why not? Like, what? And then if it didn't work out, then it didn't work out. He'd be cheap at least.
Fucking dude, all he wanted was $10 million for 2 years.
I mean,
it all depends for the cap space, because we need to something about it. But
I'm sorry, but $10 million versus $51 million, it's a lot.
And then I can't. And Mark Davis is sleeping at the wheel. How the hell do you let him? How do you let this organization push any money into 2024? Like Chandler Jones' money is pushed into 2024.
Yeah, hey,
come on,
Port Adelaide, but what's his dead? What is his dead cap?
Who's dead cap?
Jimmy Garoppolo's dead cap. I understand he's 67 for this year. What's his dead cap?
I don't know. We got a lot of dead cap options.
Yeah, and also about a drafting bonus or Drake Mayer. I mean, Drake May has an elite arm strength. But the only weakness I have to go for it, because it's an excellent scramble, because he's often slow in his progressions. He gets an upside to his pocket and it cures our jobs considerably.
The least on my list that I would go with will be Cameron Ward. I don't think Bo. I would not. I would maybe they win the national championship and I'll change my mind. But like I would not draft Bo Nix in the first round. I wouldn't draft him in the first round. Dre, I still think. I mean, Caleb is one of the top guys.
I would move up late in the first round for Bo Nix.
If you were that, I mean, like say you were Minnesota, somebody like that, I can see somebody doing like that. But I would. I like.
Hell no!
Wow.
Ladies out here throwing out daggers. What's up?
No, I don't think. I I think Bo plays on. I think Bo plays on the better team.
Hold on a minute. I'm gonna get a comparison right now to see that a Bo Nitz is compared to a Ward.
I mean, you can play. You can compare stats, but I mean, one plays on a better team. So, I mean, I think I think if Ward was on or Oregon would not have. I think Oregon would be undefeated.
Let's check them out for anything.
I worry about the guys who. But I mean, is this bonus' 6th year in college?
Yeah, they're just a college football. All right.
He's improved a lot. He's improved a lot and gotten a lot better.
Well,
No question about it.
7 years in college, you should improve, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but he's not. But he's better than that.
Right? You should.
I think he's better than the kid from Georgia last year, who was 6 years in college, who couldn't even be a backup. Like he was such a drunk, he couldn't even be a backup.
Hold on. Port Adelaide.
Yo, Franklin, you don't think Franklin is a first round?
Who is Williams' first round receivers though?
Yeah, Jordan Addison's not there this year.
Yeah, Addison is not there. He's out there making amazing catches for the Minnesota Vikings, right?
And Penix has Rome Aduzier, so
Yeah.
who's a first round pick. So I mean, I would say May. Penix and May are they you can sit there and say. I think that people are gonna talk themselves into Bo Nix because he looks like an NFL quarterback, like physically looks like. I just don't know if it translates.
Like a Ben Roethlisberger, right?
Yeah, I don't know if it translates. I don't know if it translates.
Right.
It's not gonna be. It's not gonna. His ceiling isn't gonna be like high. He'll be a good player, but it takes one team to make a bad pick. Anyway,
right?
But I would just say with Bo Nix, like all the guys mentioned, like they can win a game throwing the ball 40, 50 times. Like you can't, Bo Nix, he needs that running game. If he's in that running game, you can. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I know about that, but I mean, Bo Nix is one of those most fascinating prospects to study about the upcoming because there's like a highly experienced other player because for all these retreats and chaos, they had the ability to let the rushes still to make throws to the field. But Nix certainly possessed the requisite arm talent over athleticism to be a successful NFL quarterback. But there are some major flaws in that game that limit his ability to be a consistent player. I mean, what are the first things that's sticking out when watching Nets? Is this a consistent accuracy at the decision making? But between Cameron Ward, I mean, he got a natural talent off the screen pretty good when you watch throw the football. He got a snappy, he whip a release, and that's like a stereo comparison and not a valuation or projection comparison because he was just well outside for the structure. They made it like a living incarnate, but I mean, it could happen like this one. And between Drake May and Caleb Williams, I mean, Caleb Williams is being compared as a Patrick Mahomes, but I don't see it like a very difference.
He's actually better than what Patrick Mahomes was in college.
Yeah, exactly.
He's actually better than what Patrick Mahomes, because Patrick Mahomes was dog shit in college.
I wouldn't go that far.
Exactly.
No, he was dog shit.
I wouldn't go that far.
We all laughed when the Kansas City Chiefs drafted.
I didn't laugh.
Tell the truth.
I did not laugh.
You all did.
No, I did not laugh.
All right, fellas. Look, we've been on for an hour and almost 10 minutes. I got like 23 seconds. I want to thank Rafa. I want to thank Dwayne for showing up. Yeah, it's about that time. The boy's a little old. I gotta go to bed. We got NFL football tomorrow. And I think I gotta do some kind of yard work. So whatever, it is what it is. Thank you, D. Thank you, Rafa, for showing up. We'll be back next week. Port Adelaide, you better get on the show again, bro. Next week. All right, so we're gonna have some good discussions. You know, I love to pick your mind. So you already know.
Exactly. And one last thing about it, I just wanted to say that much love and respect for Raider Rich, and I know this being like at a late night to everybody else, but also make sure to subscribe to Raider Rich on YouTube. Also, the El Capitan Refucho on YouTube. You can tell Rafael Chesson on YouTube. And I just wanted to say one last thing, just like Al Davis say, just win, baby. And of course,
Just
Raider Nation for life, motherfuckers. So
alive.
have a good one. Have a good one. And I'll see. I will tap you for the comments right now. So I will check you out for the chat right now. But yeah, I think we had the comparison about the quarterbacks. So have a great night, folks, and salute to you.
Ahí te guacho.